Greetings, brethren. Today we'll be covering another thing that Theo teaches, and today you will be covering that he teaches that God is the author of evil. He is the one that created, since he's the author and creator of all things. He created evil and the author of evil, and since he's sovereign, and he holds to a predestination or predetermined determinism, or whatever the word is, that he causes man to do morally evil things. Now, I'm covering this aspect of his teaching to warn people and to refute it, and to warn people that really this is not true. I mean, there's so many people that believe him and stuff like that. So, so we'll dig into this. So I'll link the video. This is not. Um, this happened. I'll link this video in the description. This happened on Bruce's or Bible Fight Club. Obviously, it's deleted and it's recorded and posted on someone else's channel. And so Bruce deletes his live streams mainly because he doesn't want drama. Obviously, other things, just probably one of the things I know of that, because people don't like him and flag his channels down. So that's probably another reason. But he has a disservice. He doesn't like people messing up people, teaching people, messing them up, um, believing wrong things. But it was a disservice deleting it because it's gone. No one can see, and it can't see that this guy is teaching this, and no one can be warned that this guy is leading people astray, and this is not what he teaches is not true. So he does, when he deletes it, he does it a disservice. Unless someone records it, that's the only way people can see it, apart from in the present. So we'll cover this. Let's listen to it first.
Do you believe that God has chosen to live in sin?
I just said sin and evil are not the same thing.
Do you think God has chosen to live in evil, that evil emanates from God and he chose this from the beginning?
God is the author of all things. The people in Noah's flood experienced a great evil. It was all in the hand of God.
Suffering evil or allowing evil does not mean you're the creator of it. Like, you have evil, moral evil is completely different to, suffering in nature that God created to use as calamity. That does not mean that God created the evil, because
Let me put my 2 cents in it. He gets this from Isaiah 45. He creates the light. He forms the light, creates the darkness, creates good or something, creates evil. Well, that's just the direct result. He creates a standard, thus, end result for people who rebel against him, in result, the opposite side of the coin, evil is what man does, which is rebelling against God. Just like if you light a candle, the candle creates shadow, or something like that. He creates light, and whatever light is not, by result, there's darkness. Doesn't mean he created darkness. or created evil. He created the standard, and when man rebels, it's the evil comes into the world. So, like, anyways,
He's using calamitous things out of what was good creation to cause distress to discipline the children of Israel.
So then you don't believe
Right.
Isaiah 45:7.
Yeah.
You've got to talk your way out of it.
Wait a minute. It was a discipline. It was a discipline, and then there was a rainbow thing. He would never do that again. That same way, a discipline. You could say, okay, there's calamity in that. It is kind of dark in our eyes, but that doesn't mean that God is evil or that he's sinned or anything. It's a correction.
This guy up here told
Or a
us
way to
that
get rid of
evil is calamity. And it was a great calamity for those people in Noah's day to go through that.
Well, sure, but why did it
was-
happen? Okay, so let's go back to why did it happen? Why? How many were found good?
God.
How many were found good? Tell me. How many?
8.
Okay.
It's not very many.
Okay, that's true. And narrow is the way. It's not real wide, my understanding. So, he wiped everybody out but them. That doesn't seem very nice to me, but God's God. He's just. That's what he did. No, I'm not going to blame it on the devil. I mean, if you want to do that, I don't know where you're coming from, Ace. It doesn't even make sense.
I didn't blame it on the devil. I said God sent the flood.
Okay, so when this mass shooting recently happened,
I'd rather talk about the greatest evil that we've ever seen in the history of humanity.
That's
the cross
okay.
of Christ is
right
the
now.
greatest evil.
Right now, I'm asking you on this: who was behind this recent mass shooting, and the one right after that in the States?
I don't know anything about it. There's so many mass shootings. I didn't even pay attention to it.
Well, who's behind it?
Who's behind all things? The creator of all, the father of all, the savior of all.
So you're saying he was behind the shootings?
Actually, Ace, I've given you 12 minutes, and I said 5. And I think we're done at this point.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but yeah, that's enough.
so you see, since he's the author of all or creator of all, he created that evil, and also he put that in the heart for that to happen. So he says there's also the evil or moral evil that emanates from God, and that's blasphemy because God is not. There's no darkness in him at all. He's pure light. He's light, and there's no darkness. He's what it means to be righteous. There's no unrighteous in him. So you're perverting the very character of God and blaspheming his holy name. And he gets this from Isaiah 7:9. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace, create evil. I, Lord, do all these things. So it's just a result. He makes the perfect standard. And when man rebels, it creates evil. Just a result. When, say, America passes, like there's a law that you shall not speed. But when someone speeds, is it because American laws did made him speed? No, he abused the laws, thus creating evil. Just like let's say whoever invented the gun, for whatever purpose. Let's say the purpose is to protect yourself. But someone took that invention and killed a child, shot a child up. And you're going to want me to go to the inventor of the gun and say, why did you shoot this child? The inventor didn't shoot the child. The one who abused his invention shot the child. So, yeah, it's rebelling against God. He makes peace, he makes good, and when we rebel against God's creation, we pervert it, create evil, we rebel. And even the same chapter, you just go down just a couple more verses. Drop down ye heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation. And let the righteous spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. Woe unto him that striveth against his Maker. What do you mean, woe unto him? So you're going to have to tell me that God is like bipolar or something. He made the man rebel. But he says, how dare you rebel against me when I cause you to rebel? How dare you? No. He does not create evil, does not make people do evil things. He's created of good, and in result, secondary, I guess, agency. In result, it creates evil. You know, when you light a candle, it creates shadow. The light is not producing the shadow. The shadow is being produced when the light casts on something that blocks the light. So let the potsherds strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashions it, what makest thou, or thy works of thy hands? No. God does not create evil. He does not do evil things. God is righteous. He's perfect. Uphold. He's the epitome of what it means to be righteous. He's holy. He's light, and there's no darkness at all in him. Deuteronomy 32:4. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment. A God of truth, without iniquity. Without, well, obviously he's without sin, but without even evil. Just and right is he. Habakkuk 1:13. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil. What do you mean? You cause them to do evil. And then you say, well, God's eyes is too pure to really like the evil. But he wants them to do evil. See the contradiction? Thou art pure eyes then to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously? Well, you cause them to do that. I didn't tell you to do evil. Do evil. I didn't tell you to do evil. Do evil. I didn't tell you to do evil. See the contradiction? Schizophrenic God causes people to do evil, then punishes them when they do evil. Wherefore thou look upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devour the man that is more righteous than he. There's no darkness in them all. God is light, God is pure, God is righteous, God is holy. He's not unrighteous. He's not evil. 1 John 1:5, then is the message which we have heard of him, and declare unto you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. And obviously, God is not the one that tempts God. God is not the one that tempts man. He is tempted when he's drawn away, carried away with his lust. Obviously, the devil implants that in people's hearts also. John 1:13-15, let no man say when he's tempted, I'm tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. He does not tempt man to do evil. Do you even read the scriptures? Oh, he's author of all things. Yeah, he's created all things in the original state. But man rebelled and corrupted the original creation. It's corrupted. And thus God is reconciling all things through Christ to make a way back, to set his creation back, to reset it, to bring him back, his creation back to original goodness. God cannot be tempted with evil, neither he tempteth any man. He does not tempt man to do evil. Although he is sovereign, he does not tempt man. He does not cause man to do evil. But every man is tempted when he's drawn away of his own lust. So man does evil because he chooses to do evil, not God causes him to do evil. Then when just hath conceived, when the lust has conceived to bring forth sin, and sin when it is finished, bring forth death. So it's man who chooses to rebel or to obey God. It's not God causing man to rebel. Deuteronomy 30:19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. I set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life. What are you talking about? Man does not choose. Why is God telling man to choose? When man does not choose, God makes that choice for him. Kind of bonkers this kind of doctrine is. I set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, and both thou and thy seed may live. No, it's God. Man has fallen and corrupted their hearts. They became darkened and foolish in their hearts, vain in their imaginations, and God gave them over to their vain imaginations, to their foolish affections. He allowed them to do what is not profitable to themselves. But God did not cause them to do evil. Romans 1:21-28, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God. What are you talking about? This doctrine says God wanted them to do that. No. Man glorified him not. Neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. No, God did that to them. No, they did it to themselves. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. God told them, God made them to become fools. No, they did them. It's their rebelling. They did it to themselves. They thought themselves to be wise, but they hardened their hearts. They changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image like the corruptible man, birds, and four-footed beasts, creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts. So the lust of their own hearts. Desires and lusts of their own hearts with their own doing. to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship serve the creature more than creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this God gave them up to vile affections, gave them up, allowed them. Man rebelled and ran away from God, so he allowed them to have vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use that which is against nature, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman, burden their lives one toward another. Men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error. And even as they did not like to retain their knowledge, retain God in their knowledge. So man did not like to retain God and honor God, think of God in their minds. Well, that doctrine said God made him not to like to think of God. No. They themselves did not like to retain God in their knowledge. So God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. So, is there free will? Well, they made their man, use the will to not like something, to ignore God, and God gave them, honored that decision, and gave them, and removed his hand to, and let man wander, well, not let man wander away, but he allowed it, that man ran away. So, anyways, so you see, he's not the author of evil. He does not cause people to do morally evil things. So, that's what Theo teaches. God is creator of evil. Evil emanates from God. God causes man to do evil things. So, there you have another thing refuted, another thing warned what Theo teaches. So we'll see you next time. Thank you and take care.